Are you trying to build wealth, but you don't know where to start? You don't know which investment accounts to invest in. You don't know if you need to save, if you need to pay off all your debt. What do you need to do? Let's go ahead and talk about the order of investing and what investment accounts will be helpful to you. All right, so I want to disclaim that every situation is different, but it is important to see what are some of the guidelines or the suggestions that financial experts do recommend. So I'm not a financial advisor, but I've learned a lot and I've researched because this is a topic that matters to me. And we've built up a significant amount of wealth so far just as teachers. And so I want to share that information with you. So the first thing to do is to build up an emergency savings fund. And so this can be a simple $1,000. Typically it's 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Now, a lot of people, especially certain really, really wealthy people like Grant Cardone, will say, why are you investing in a savings account when you should just be pouring all your money in? But if you're a little bit more conservative, you want to have some type of buffer just in case something were to happen. So it's important, especially if you have a family and that type of thing, it's very important to have a little emergency fund saved up. So save that $1,000, save that 3 to 6 months or 6 to 12 months, whatever you think, and then you're able to be a little bit more peaceful. Number 2 would be to contribute the full amount to your 401k to receive your employer match. So I've talked about this on the channel before, but if you have a 401k and if you contribute a certain amount that goes to your retirement account, to your 401k, then you're actually going to be getting more money. You are going to be getting a little bit of extra money from your employer. So contribute as much as you can to that 401k because that's extra money. If you make $50,000 and then you save a little bit of that and invest it into your 401k, then the employer will match that and maybe it's $3,000. And so you get an extra $3,000 in addition to your regular salary. So it's important to do that. Number 3 would be to pay off any credit card debt that you have. And so credit cards typically have about a 16% interest rate. And so this works the same way. Like if you're investing in the stock market and you're getting 16%, basically credit cards companies are just making so much money off of you because they're getting a 16% return on the money that they loaned you. And so you really want to pay that down because that's really, really hurting you. And so go there next. You can use the debt snowball method or the debt avalanche. The snowball is paying the smallest debts first until you get to the biggest ones, or you could do the biggest ones. It's really up to you, but a lot of people prefer that debt snowball. After paying off your credit card debt, you want to go ahead and pay off any high interest debt. So a rule of thumb is that the higher interest rate debt can be classified as anything 4 to 5% above the 10-year US Treasury rate. So usually it's about 2 to 3%. And so you want to focus on any debt that's higher than 6%. So this could be different than your credit cards and you want to pay that down. If you pay off that debt, you'd be surprised how much money you actually have at the end of the month to be able to invest or to do more things with. Number 5, a lot of experts recommend to max out your HSA. If you're eligible, it's a health savings account and they're a unique double dose of tax advantaged accounts and they have double dose of tax advantages. So when they're used for medical expenses, they're tax-free on both your contribution and your withdrawal, which edges out those Roth IRAs and the 401ks that we talk about. And so it's a triple tax advantage account actually. And so you don't have to pay taxes before it goes in and it can grow tax-free and you can take it out tax-free. And so that Roth, it does get taxed before it goes in, but HSAs, if it's used for medical expenses, can be a great thing. And most people have to spend money on medical expenses, and there's even some loopholes around that, but an HSA can be a great option. Number 6 would be to max out your Roth IRA or your traditional IRA. So just max it out. There's a contribution limit for every single year. So for 2024, it's going to be about $7,000 that you can contribute per person per year. And so you can do it for yourself and you can do it for your husband or your spouse, whatever, or just for yourself, and you max it out. And so if you think that you're going to be in a higher income bracket when you get older, which is probably the case, then you want to choose a Roth option if you can, but go ahead and max it out. That's honestly, if you just max out one Roth IRA for 30, 40, 50 years, you will become a millionaire just by doing that. If you've done all these things, then next you want to go ahead and max out the rest of your 401k or your employer sponsored accounts, which could be the 457B, it can be a 403B. All of these things, it's considered part of the 401k realm. And right now you can contribute $22,500 a year per person. So that's a significant amount of money that you can save if you invest your money there instead of in a regular brokerage first. The government is trying to help you in that way. And you can save thousands and thousands of dollars on taxes per year just by putting your money in a certain account and just by saving it. So definitely check that out. Number 8, you can start paying off lower interest debt. And so everyone's different. Like if you follow Dave Ramsey or something, they're going to say pay off all your debt first, etc. But it's totally up to you and what works best for your journey. I'm just sharing information and what people say, and then you can choose what you want to do for your life. But paying off lower interest debt now, it's 2 to 3% above the treasury rate. And so it's typically between 4 and 5%. And so these are like student loans or your car loans. And so you can go ahead and pay those off if you like. This typically doesn't include the mortgages, but we know after the last couple of years, mortgages and mortgage rates, if you refinanced, are pretty low. Number 9, once you maxed out the tax benefits of investing in like an HSA, a Roth IRA, regular IRAs, 401ks, 403bs, 457s, etc., then you can go to your regular brokerage account. So typically Vanguard, Fidelity, Charles Schwab, any of those typically are a good option. And you can just get regular investments, low-cost index funds. You can get target date index funds and invest there. If you want a financial advisor, you can. Make sure it's well below 1% of the fee. But if you could figure out yourself, that would be a great way to do it too. And lastly, you can pay off your mortgage. You could also take money at any point and start investing into assets or invest in yourself or invest in your business. It's totally up to you and your situation, but I wanted to let you know and make you aware of what most people and most experts recommend what the order should be. Typically, you want to get that credit card debt out of the way, and then you want to work on investing in some of the free money, like getting that employer match, but then invest in your business, invest in assets, invest in yourself, invest in the stock market where you can. It's very important, and there's little tips and tricks that can help you. Like if you know that if you put more of your money in the 401k instead of in a regular brokerage, you're going to save thousands and thousands of dollars in taxes over time, but even just in this year alone. So I hope this video was helpful to you. Let me know what you think. Let me know, do you have any of these accounts? Do you have any other strategies that you would suggest and share with other people? Let me know in the comments below, and feel free to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and share if you think it could help someone else. Thank you so much for being here. Keep working on improving yourself, your finances, and your life. You got this. Bye, guys.